Mom had 3 daughters in a row. The doctor told her that her body couldn't handle another pregnancy. If she got pregnant again, it might be her last chance. To ensure a male child, Mom started frantically searching for folk remedies, old wives' tales, anything that promised a son. She disappeared for 3 days. When she came back, there was something strange flickering in her eyes, a gleam that made my skin crawl. That night, she did something she'd never done before. She gave me and Becky, my middle sister, each a piece of candy. "Girls," she said, her voice unusually soft, "you know how much I want a son. In this town, without a boy, we'll always be nothing. People will always look down on us." Becky blinked those big eyes of hers, too big for her thin, underfed face, and popped the candy straight into her mouth. She looked up at Mom with that eager-to-please expression. "Yes, Mom," she mumbled through the sweetness. "We want a little brother, too." The candy sat in my palm. Something told me not to eat it. I swallowed hard and nodded seriously. "Mom, I know you'll have a son." Mom looked at me with approval. I fell asleep in a haze. The next morning, I woke to the news that Becky had drowned in the creek while playing. I was devastated, but Mom was eerily calm. She brought home something fashionable for a small town like ours, a cremation urn, except the urn was empty. Then Mom handed me a canister labeled formula and told me to mix her a cup every day until my brother was born. Ever since Mom started drinking that formula, her belly grew bigger and bigger. Half the town said she was carrying twins. Others said the way her belly came to a sharp point meant it was definitely a boy. Mom couldn't stop smiling. "Just one baby," she'd say, beaming. "He's just big, well-nourished." The child really was enormous. Mom's belly swelled up like a watermelon, purple-red stretch marks crawling up toward her chest. She was always complaining about how itchy those marks were, scratching at them until they looked even more horrifying. Raw, angry lines across her skin. Lately, as she got further along, she kept saying her belly felt hard as a rock. Whenever that happened, a cup of that formula would bring color back to her face and calm her down. She even stopped cursing at me as much. But the powder in that canister was running out. I told Mom there wouldn't be enough to last until the baby was born. Should we get more? The moment the words left my mouth, Mom's eyes locked onto me. After I cowered and trembled for a moment, she shook her head. "I'm going to stay at Grandma's for a couple days," she announced. I didn't dare argue. Even without her saying it, I knew. Mom was going to get more formula. Sure enough, when she came back, she said my youngest sister Sarah had been in a car accident. She brought home another empty urn. At the same time, she handed me a sugar canister. It was filled with that same fine, odorless powder. Nothing like milk formula at all. Following her instructions, I mixed the 2 powders together. I overheard her muttering to herself, "Good thing I kept the smaller one as backup. Otherwise, how would I feed my precious baby boy?" Every hair on my body stood on end, but I could only pretend I hadn't heard. Mom's labor was brutal. The baby was too big, but she insisted on a natural birth. Better for the child, she said. They had to cut her to get him out. I watched the blood drip, drip, drip onto the floor. The baby was indeed a boy. He weighed 12 pounds, fat and plump, not like a newborn at all, more like he'd already been fattened up for months. The moment my brother was born, our old black dog outside started barking at the house like crazy. The midwife said it was the black dog announcing good fortune. She rattled off all kinds of auspicious sayings. Mom's grin stretched from ear to ear as she nursed the baby. That dog barked all night long. Nobody in the house could sleep. Late that night, I snuck over to the window to look. The dog was tied up far from the house, but it was facing Mom's room, whimpering every now and then like it was heartbroken. My brother didn't cry, didn't fuss. He'd eat and sleep, that's it. Dad and Mom kept saying he was their lucky star, their good boy. Not like us girls. We came into the world to collect debts, screaming our heads off from day one. Mom's belly deflated like a punctured balloon after my brother came out, but it looked wrong, like there was still something in there. Click the link in my bio to get the full story for free.